Amid the rapid advance of the Russian army in almost all directions of the front, the Russian Aerospace forces, together with missile forces, launched another massive missile attack on military facilities located throughout Ukraine. So, on the night of November 2nd, independent monitoring services recorded about 50 explosions in Ukrainian regions such as Kherson, Kharkiv, Kiev, Poltava, Chernihiv, and Odessa. In addition, the Russian army's battlefield successes have had a very positive impact on the activities of Ukrainian partisans in the northern, central, southern, and eastern parts of Ukraine. It is reported that in the last 20 days alone, Ukrainian partisans have destroyed about 8 military installations belonging to the Ukrainian army and NATO forces. In addition, in October of this year, 5 high-ranking Ukrainian and NATO officers died at the hands of Ukrainian partisans. At the same time, it is worth noting that very often Ukrainian partisans attack enemy military facilities during massive Russian missile attacks on Ukraine. All this indicates that the Ukrainian partisans are in close cooperation with the Russian military. By the way, last night was no exception either. It became known that during yesterday's massive Russian missile strike, Ukrainian partisans dealt a crushing blow to the logistics hub of the Ukrainian army and NATO forces in the Odessa region. Well, my friends, in this video, I will tell you in detail what exactly Russian missiles and Ukrainian partisans destroyed on the night of November 2nd, in the Kherson, Kharkiv, Kiev, Poltava, Chernihiv, and Odessa regions. So, in the Kherson region, in such settlements as Tokarevka, Kazatskoy, Lvovskoy, Belozerskoy, and Nikolskoy, independent monitoring services recorded dozens of explosions. As it turned out, in these settlements, Russian Iskander ballistic missiles, together with Kalibr cruise missiles, struck clusters of manpower and military equipment of the 110th Mechanized Brigade of the Ukrainian Army and the 35th Brigade of the Ukrainian Marine Corps. As a result of this missile strike, about 70 Ukrainian soldiers and 20 pieces of heavy equipment were destroyed. In the Kharkiv region, in the southeastern part of the city of Dergachi, the Russian military struck at the production workshops of a motor building plant that worked for the needs of the Ukrainian army. As a result of this attack, a massive fire broke out on the territory of this plant. It is reported that Ukrainian firefighters still cannot put out the fire. However, the missile strikes on the Kharkiv region did not end there. As it turned out, on the night of November 2nd, at least 2 Iskander-M ballistic missiles struck and destroyed the building of the Academy of the National Guard of Ukraine, in the southeastern part of the city of Kharkiv. According to representatives of the Russian underground in Ukraine, the missile strike was carried out precisely at the moment when an operational meeting was being held in the building, which was attended by dozens of high-ranking officers of the National Guard of Ukraine. It is reported that as a result of this missile attack, about 30 high-ranking officers of the National Guard of Ukraine, including Colonel Andrei Matvienko, were killed. Commenting on the destruction of the Academy of the National Guard of Ukraine, military experts noted that the Russians used Iskander ballistic missiles with quite powerful warheads. In this photo, a crater with a depth of 15 meters and a width of 30 meters is clearly visible. This crater was formed after a direct hit by a Russian ballistic missile at the building of the Academy of the National Guard of Ukraine. All this indicates that the high-ranking Ukrainian officers inside this building did not stand a chance of surviving. It is noteworthy that all these Ukrainian officers were actively involved in the development of military operations in the Volchansk and Lipsy areas, in the northern part of the Kharkiv region. In the Kiev region, numerous witnesses and independent monitoring services recorded about 3 powerful explosions with subsequent detonations in such settlements as Biela Tserkva and Vasilkov. Later, sources in the Russian military department confirmed the destruction of 2 warehouses, where Western 155mm shells were stored. In the Poltava region, Russian Iskander-M ballistic missiles, together with uranium kamikaze drones, once again hit the territory of the military airbase in the city of Mirgorod. It is noteworthy that a few hours before this missile attack, American F-16 fighter jets were spotted on the territory of this airbase. In the Chernihiv region, Russian missiles along with guided aerial bombs of the Fab family hit the places of temporary deployment of the personnel of the Ukrainian army and foreign mercenaries. It is reported that as a result of this attack, 50 Ukrainian soldiers and about 20 foreign mercenaries were killed. Let me remind you that on October 27, it was from the territory of the Chernihiv region that 30 U.S. Army Rangers, Canadian Commandos, and fighters of the British and Polish Special Forces tried to enter the territory of the Bryansk region. However, the military operation of these fighters of elite Western units proved unsuccessful. Spetsnaz of the Russian FSB discovered and destroyed them in time. And finally, in the Odessa region, the Russian military, together with Ukrainian partisans, attacked enemy military installations in such settlements as Odessa and Zatoka. In particular, in the port part of the city of Odessa, Russian ballistic missiles destroyed several hangars, where British maritime drones were stored. It is reported that it was the Ukrainian partisans who informed the Russian military of the exact coordinates of these hangars. However, the Ukrainian partisans did not calm down on this either. It is reported that in the urban-type settlement of Zatoka, Ukrainian partisans blew up a road rail bridge, along with a NATO military train that was heading to Odessa from Romania. It is reliably known that this military train transported several dozen Western infantry fighting vehicles, as well as so-called foreign mercenaries. According to the coordinator of the Russian underground in Ukraine, Sergei Lebedev, as a result of this sabotage, valuable military cargo intended for the Ukrainian army was almost completely destroyed. In addition, this sabotage also caused the death of dozens of foreign mercenaries, among whom were also active-duty NATO soldiers, who were sent to Pokrovsk and Kursk directions of the front to strengthen the battered units of the Ukrainian army.